Afeni Mohammed, but I also go by Risen Phoenix.
Thank you. You're here today for your probable cause conference. Counsel, are you involved in this way?
I want to get my side of the story to Afeni right here, her. Now, I used to work with her at Taco Bell. Homegirl wasn't even rap tight when we was there. Now, I wouldn't say I was working there for about a week or so before she even got all these charges right here. I was there when she got all these charges.
I know it's been a minute, but we're back. Welcome to Fugitive TV. So it's been like probably a week since I uploaded the video. And the reason why, as you see, it looks a little different than the last time, right? Because I was moving, that's why. So, but we're about to get into this video on Afeni Muhammad. Now, if y'all remember the last video I said, you know, which I uploaded the video of about Afeni Muhammad unaliving her manager. And if you remember, I was saying how I think she's a little kind of cuckoo, insane. Well, she went to court the other day, and when she went to court, her lawyer, aka public defender, was telling the judge that, you know, that Afeni should get a psychiatric evaluation to see if she is even able to attend trial.
Yes, Your Honor, Catherine O'Meara Bolden, P53823, second chair in this matter.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Very good. And you're asking that this matter be adjourned for discovery, number one, and number two, you want it referred to the Forensic Center for Competency and Culpability. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Counsel does request at this time that Mr. Muhammad be referred to the Forensic Center for the matter. It's my understanding that Ms. Muhammad herself personally objects to the referral at this time.
What they do usually is when you get into trouble and you're facing these big charges, right? And if your lawyer can prove that, hey, this person mentally cannot, you know, go to trial because they are insane. So basically, when you go to trial, if you don't have I wouldn't say knowledge, but if you can't comprehend what's going on, if you can't comprehend everything, you know, they're going to say, hey, you're mentally insane. You need to belong in a mental hospital. So usually what happens is they send you to a mental hospital. Now, this is not for all cases, but they send you to a mental hospital. Now, if you go to a mental hospital, that does not mean that, oh, you're free and clear, just going to be in a mental hospital for the rest of your life and you're not going to get charged. That's not how it works. Some people think it works that way. So let's say you go to a mental hospital, right, and you get help. And let's say maybe 8 years down the line, the doctor's like, okay, you're no longer crazy. Then you automatically can go right back to jail or prison. And then what they're going to do is now they can start with the trial again.
Developing story tonight, the woman accused of ambushing deputies during a doomsday-style attack near Eustis is being released from a mental health facility. That facility says that Julie Sulpizio is mentally competent.
She is accused of planning the deadly attack last year that took the life of one deputy. Fox 45's Hannah McKenzie is live at the Lake County Jail tonight, where Sulpizio is being transferred to. So, Hannah, this probably means that she will likely go to trial.
Luann, it does, and according to all of this, she could really be at the jail right now. This time limit on the order gave it 7 days, which would amount to yesterday. I did just get off the phone with booking, though, and they said they do not have her currently in the system. I was told that, though, that could be a delay on the paperwork side. Julie Sulpizio ruled competent to return to jail. The order from the state does not mean she's deemed competent to stand trial, just that she no longer meets criteria to be committed to a facility under the Department of Children and Family Services.
So sometimes that's how it works. And some people can spend the rest of their life in a mental institution too. Now, the one thing I do know is she's got a public defender. So they usually send them to the same, like it's like a state hospital. Then you usually go see the same doctor. And then the doctor says if you're insane or you can stand trial, whatever it is, right? Usually when you get a paid lawyer, they can send you to the state, but also a paid lawyer can also have their own doctors evaluate you too. So you can get first and second, even sometimes third opinions. When you get a pretender, it doesn't happen that way. You get that one opinion. If they say you're not insane and you got to go stand trial, oh well. Now, so they're trying to go, defender is going, or I should say the public defender is actually going to try and use a defense of she was crazy. She was mentally insane. That's what the public defender is going to go with. We can tell already, right? Now, it could work, but then it can't.
One of them was for her boyfriend. Now, she come off very spiritual and everything, but first off and foremost, she is weird.
Now, I mean, you look at this public defender, man. Look at this guy. He looked like he just woke up and threw the jacket on. I mean, he don't even look serious, right? Now, what get me is when the judge asked her, or the judge asked her, are you Afeni Muhammad? She said, I also go by Risen Phoenix. Come on, girl. I also go by Risen Phoenix. You know she mentally insane. You know something is wrong when she giving up the AKAs, because I'm not giving up my street name. I don't care. It ain't happening. But this girl really did that. She really did that. Do y'all think she's insane? Do y'all think she belong in the cuckoo house? I mean, what do you think? Do you think she'd go to jail or she should go to the mental institution? Which one it is? Now, I'm going to tell you something. If she goes to prison, prison is filled with people who need help. It is filled with it. I would say about 60% of people in prison, maybe even 70%, is mentally not there.
I'm mentally ill and I don't receive the treatment I need out here. That's really the point.
Ethan is one of tens of thousands of mentally ill homeless people in this city. He's been arrested more times than he can remember, he says, and locked up here in the LA County Jail.
We've got prisons and county jails that serve as sort of de facto mental hospitals.
Author Steve Lopez has extensively researched the criminalization of mental illness.
LA County Jail has more than 3,000 inmates with a mental illness. So we prosecute rather than do the medicine that's necessary. We're more apt to punish than to provide the necessary treatment.
And they weren't there probably before they even got there. And prison just makes it even worse. So there's a lot of people in there that just don't need help. And you could tell the ones that be like, oh, they had a public defender. And next thing you know, they're doing 20 years and they should have been in an insane asylum.
Until the 1960s and 70s, most mentally ill persons were confined in state-run mental hospitals. Advances in medication and concern over abuses in those hospitals led to many patients being released, and the asylums were shut down.
But federal and state funding for a network of planned community care centers never materialized, leaving thousands of former patients homeless, untreated, and often in trouble.
Jails were never meant to be treatment centers.
Most people who work in the jail system not only do they not understand mental illness, they don't know symptoms, they don't know behaviors, they have no clue as to how to de-escalate, nor was it designed that they should.
Advocates say what the mentally ill and homeless need more than anything is a place to live where they can get help and treatment.
You know, and a lot of times people are going to be like, oh, you know, if she goes to jail and she's crazy, she's not going to survive. I'll be honest with you. I don't see nobody really messing with her. Nobody picks on really the crazy people, because the crazy people, you don't know what they're going to do. The crazy people ain't got nothing to lose. The crazy people can poke you in the neck with a pencil, look at you, poke you again, and then plead insanity, you know, and they don't have nothing to lose. So, and usually nobody's visiting them. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But that is what they're going to go with her. They're going to try and do the insanity plea. Now, not only that, now the last video I said she doesn't have any family. Now, they do say that she has a twin sister, a mom, and a dad. Now, I'm wondering where this family is.
All right, so the lady at the top left corner, that's Afena's mama. On top of me, that is Afena's fraternal twin sister. And why I say that's her sister, they were born on the same day. She was born in August of 98. Afena was born in August of 98. They both 26. Their mom, Chrisella, she's 53 or whatever. Dad was Timothy. And this was the petition that he had did to change all their last names from McCoy to Muhammad, because he had, you know, he's with the Nation of Islam now. Timothy stays in Atlanta. So, she had the same address with her sister. They used to stay together until recently. Now she's back with her father.
Where is the family? Nobody's speaking out. Not the sister, not the mom, not the dad. Supposedly her last name Muhammad was changed, or I should say it was changed to Muhammad. She had a different last name before then, and then her dad changed the family to Muhammad. I don't know how much this is true, but supposedly the dad is Nation of Islam, and when he joined, he changed the last name and made the family change the last name. Now, Afeni is originally from Virginia, and then for some reason moved to where she's living at now, you know, and did this. and she's been working at McDonald's. She's been working at Taco Bell. She's been working at Bojangles. She's been working at Chipotle. You name it, she's probably worked there, right?
The offense, yes, this is mental health, but that also does not necessarily mean that she cannot get the justice that is earned behind that woman.
And you see all these people coming out now with these videos of her saying we used to work with her and everything else. And one thing these people are saying that she was not mentally right. You know, insane. There was a story one woman said that she would get mad, right? She would get mad. And when she got mad, she would just stand there and just do this. Would not move. Just stand there and.
With Afeni, whatever, however y'all want to say her name, I call her Afeni.
You call it Stephanie? I call her Afeni.
And it wasn't like it was in a corner somewhere or nothing like that. She'd be in the middle of the kitchen, you know, right in front of the fry counter where you gotta, you know, pick up the fries from the hot grease and, you know, throw some salt on there and then put it in the containers. But she's standing over the fry machine because she mad she didn't get her way. They said she did a lot, and it wouldn't be like 5-10 minutes. They said she would stand there for hours, and then they would be talking to themselves like the other employees, and then she would get mad at them because they're talking. So there was some insane stuff going on, you know, with her. I'm still wondering if the manager that she unalived hired her or not. Who hired her? That's what I'm still wondering. Who's hiring her to begin with? You know, she's a weirdo, right? She is. Now, condolences out to the family. You know, this doesn't give you the right to take anybody else's life, right? But it just makes you wonder that, you know, what goes on somebody's head and when's the last time, you know, or I should say, what goes on in a person's head and what sets them to that edge just to make them snap? You know, what sets them to that age to where they just say, F it all, and I'm going to do this and just snap? That's a scary situation if you really think about that. Because there's people that you're probably working with right now that got some red flags. And if you really pay attention, they might have those same, one thing can set them off and they can come back and snap. So it's very, 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 I guess, difficult to explain some of these people. Now, like I said, I'm not justifying what she did, but hey, she's crazy, right? And now I've heard some people making some comments. They said, if you're an adult, you can't get bullied. Bull S. Now, I've seen adults get bullied. If you never seen it, you ain't never been in jail. You ain't never been in prison, because adults can get bullied just like children do. Look at the definition. Definition has no age. Anybody can get bullied. Now, was she really getting bullied? Now, they say the McDonald's manager, she was there for what they say, 15 years or over 15 years. Now, if she was there that long, it could be two reasons. Actually, three. First reason, she was doing her job correctly. So since she was doing her job correctly, they never had a reason to fire her. Think about that. How many of you have had a job for 15 years? Second, it could be that she was maybe not doing her job correctly, but she was at work every day. She showed up every day. Places like McDonald's has high turnover rates. We all know this. Anybody can move up as long as you show up every day and you got some common sense. The third reason could be she showed up every day and she did her job right. So if she was there 15 years, I cannot sit here and say that, you know, she was going around bullying everybody. Now, that could be not true, right? Could be. But you got to look at it this way. Some people are sensitive. They really are. You could tell somebody, let's say, could you go in the back and pick up those fries out the back warehouse? You know? Fine. But I used to work for this Greek guy or whatever, right? And I don't know if you ever work for anybody Greek, but they're kind of loud and they're really stern. And he'd be like, hey, go pick up the fries. But he's not bullying me. That's just his demeanor. It'd be like talking to a New Yorker and a New Yorker telling you something. They're loud, you know? Could she have taken that as, oh, they're bullying me and just misinterpreted that? Who knows? You know? We don't know. Now, the biggest factor is, what happened to Wayne? Where is Wayne? Supposedly, Wayne's been missing. Is this true? Has Wayne really been missing? Is there a such person as Wayne? This would be funny if this was all in her head and it really wasn't no Wayne. Remember that video with the voices and the door? What if that was somebody else?
Did my deliveries today by myself because I don't want this idiot beside me. He called my phone nagging at me. He keeps nagging at me and I can't take it. I don't know why you didn't get me. I was in the house. I'm tired of his voice. I'm tired of his face. He's annoying me. I have to get away from him. That's why we're getting evicted. I have to get away from him because how he makes me feel, it isn't a good feeling. I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to hurt anyone. I swear to God. I swear on my life. I don't want to hurt anyone, but that's what he's making me feel like, being around him. I have to get away from him. That's why we're getting evicted. That's why these squirrels came up in his walls. I have to get away from him because I don't want to hurt him, because I will. I don't want to hurt anybody. I gotta get away from it. And I swear, if he touch me again, I'm gonna have to use force. I already pushed him before. I already pushed him off of me. He think it's funny, but it isn't. He think it's cute, but it isn't. And yesterday, he showed his true colors. And I told him straight up, you're a pervert. And he started crying. And I started calling on angels saying, yo, angels, give me the strength, give me the patience. And then he like, no, angels, she's lying on me. She's being a bully. No, I'm not a bully. I can see right through him. He disgusts me.
And there really was no Wayne. But I'm just saying that could be funny. But what happened to Wayne?
Somebody gonna have to do something about that. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. The universe gonna have to do something about this. Because I am aligned with the universe. I deserve better.
If he is missing, one reason is people are saying she did something with him. Because there was a video where she said she had enough of him and the universe needs to make something happen to him, and she's the universe. Do y'all remember that video? Well, see it. Another reason is maybe she didn't do anything to him, but maybe Wayne vanished himself because of what she did, and Wayne didn't want to be a part of that, and Wayne didn't want to be in trouble, and Wayne did not want to be partnered, I should say, a part of it to blame. Maybe Wayne has some secrets that doesn't want to come out. Maybe he's got some skeletons in the closet. So, I mean, hey, that could be a reason why he just dipped, you know, if there is a such person as Wayne. But anyway, we're going to keep y'all updated. Y'all like and subscribe. Please, if y'all got any comments on this, Fugitive TV, put it down in the comments and we out.